Alright, so this is the first bike computer from COROS, the COROS Dura. COROS is advertising it as an easy-to-use bike computer, quick to start and always on device, and a battery that, according to them, should last a very, very long time. There are a lot of impressive claims, but it also had a rocky start with some criticism from reviewers like Ray and GP Llama. I have been using this unit with a beta version of their software for a little over 3 weeks, and I have my own thoughts. So let's talk about the COROS Dura. Okay, let's get the price out of the way first. The COROS Dura is priced at $249 US and is available to order worldwide with shipping starting on July 1st. The Dura includes an arrow mount, front mount, and is also compatible with any Garmin compatible quarter mount. I use the front mount that I have on my bike and it works perfectly. The device itself is pretty slim. It is only 15.7 millimeter thick with a screen size of 2.7 inches. About a third of the top of the screen is taken by a black panel that basically, this is the solar panel that recharges the device. The screen is a touchscreen, but it does not behave like a typical smartphone touchscreen. Instead of swiping, it is more of a flick and tap interface designed intentionally that way to help you navigate the menus while cycling without accidentally touching and navigating on bumpy roads. The device has only 2 buttons. One is a scroll wheel, which you can use to scroll through menus and press to confirm selections. It can also be used to start and pause your rides. I personally like the scroll wheel. It works just fine for me. However, it does not respond like a typical scroll wheel, such as the one from Apple Watch, for example. Each flick on the scroll wheel navigates one item at a time, and pressing it selects the item. Also, there is a USB-C port at the bottom of the device for charging. The device itself weighs 97 grams, and the included mount weighs 44 grams. And it is compatible with ANT+ and Bluetooth sensors, and I was able to pair it with my power meter, Vario radar, and bike computer. Let's talk about the interface. I think COROS has done a pretty good job here. I found the interface to be simple and easy to use and customizable. And speaking of customization, after every ride, the Dura automatically goes into sleep mode rather than completely shutting it off, and there's actually no need to turn it off completely. And this makes the Dura always available for you when you need it. You can always connect to it via the COROS app and customize your bike computer directly from the app without having to turn on the device, which is pretty neat. So as long as you are within Bluetooth range, you can open the COROS app, customize your data screens, create maps and workouts, and sync them to the device. So all that stuff is ready when you are ready to ride. And I appreciate this constant access to the bike computer. However, I do wish certain functions could be performed directly on the device rather than relying on the COROS app. So for example, if I have a workout on my Training Peaks calendar, I cannot simply open the workout section on the device to see it and select it and just do the workout. The device will prompt you to use the app instead. So I have to open the COROS app, navigate to the calendar, and then sync the workout to the Dura device. The same goes for routes. You need to open the app and sync the routes to the device. Despite these quirks though, I think COROS has done an excellent job with the activity data page customization. You can create full or split screens with a map and have up to 9 different data fields on each page on full pages. You can also set up various activity alerts. The Dura supports navigation and turn-by-turn navigation with the ability to import routes from apps like Strava and other apps. However, as it stands right now, I did not find the navigation to work properly, and my main issue was that it seems to have trouble distinguishing right from left, north from south. So for example, as you see here on the screen, it is pointing north to the left when it's actually the other way, it's to the right. And the map itself kept flipping up and down. Also, sometimes when coming up on a turn, it is pointing to turn the other way like you see here. I'm coming up to a left turn, but the arrow is pointing to the right. Also, there are no street names on the map. Although COROS promotes that they use information from Google Maps, they still have some work to do in this area. COROS also advertised the device to offer live tracking, emergency notification, and crash detection to notify your emergency contact. You can also manually trigger an SOS, but I couldn't get this feature to work properly in the beta version that I have. Also, emergency contacts were not notified via text, only through email. But the main issue I encountered was with the Varia radar. In the beta version I have, you do not receive notification of cars approaching when in navigation mode and coming up on a turn. When you basically see that big green turn banner, you're not going to get alerts from the Varia radar. Also, no warnings when Varia radar get disconnected. So a lot of software type issues like this that hopefully will be resolved by the time it starts shipping. Okay, let's talk about the main feature of this device, which is the battery. According to COROS, with enough sunlight, the device should gain charge while cycling, which is pretty mind-boggling. When sunlight is strong at 75,000 lux or more, for every hour of solar charging, the Dura generates an additional 2 hours of battery life, which is impressive. Keep in mind, 75,000 lux is a very high level of sun intensity, typically found in direct sunlight on a bright, clear day. So for reference, direct sunlight can range from 32,000 lux to 100,000 lux. So you are looking at a high-end sunlight type scenario to achieve that kind of charging. Since I do not live in a very sunny area, it will be interesting to see how well this works in practice. If I can go through a whole summer season without having to charge the device once, I would consider that a win. So we'll have to find out. But without sunlight, the battery lasts around 120 hours in GPS mode or 70 hours in dual GPS mode, which is still extremely impressive. And speaking of GPS, the Dura uses dual GPS mode and automatically selects the best GPS signal for you. And I found it to be very good in terms of GPS tracking and accuracy, measuring speed, distance, and all that stuff without issues, on par with Garmin and Wahoo bike computers. Okay, here's the thing. So clearly, there are some things COROS needs to work on and resolve in the Dura software. Now, you could argue that they rush the products to market, or at least to reviewers like me and Shane and Ray. But this isn't the first time we've seen companies do that kind of stuff. Remember how bad Apple Maps was when it was first released? But that's Apple and they can afford doing stuff like that. There are a few reasons companies generally rush products to market. For example, market pressure. When there is intense competition and want to be first to market with certain features to gain an early advantage. This is definitely not the case for COROS. Bike computers have been around for a long time, so this is not the case here. Customers' feedback. When releasing an early version, companies can gather feedback from users to make improvements. Now, it is possible this could be the case here, but they gave themselves a very short window to address some of these issues from the time media reviewers got their hands on the Dura until the product starts shipping, which is only in a few days. Marketing. Many reviewers will probably end up creating another long-term review in addition to the initial look, so that will give COROS twice the coverage. Or it could simply be bad planning or bad strategy on their part. But regardless of their reasoning, I think this bike computer has a lot of potential. There are many things I like about this bike computer, such as ease of use, customization, quick startup time, and the ability to communicate with devices directly from the app without having to go find the device and turn it on. I also think the battery life is going to be a win for them, and I think it is priced just right. So comparing the Dura to other bike computers in the market, I think it will stand out for its innovative solar charging and user-friendly interface. However, features like turn-by-turn navigation, emergency notifications, and third-party device integration like the Varia radar need refinement to truly compete with established brands and players like Garmin and Wahoo. But despite everything I like about this bike computer, I cannot recommend it to you just yet without seeing the final production firmware. And this reminds me of a quote by a very famous tech YouTuber: never ever buy a tech product based on the promise of future software updates. So until then, stay tuned for my long-term review. There you have it, folks. Hopefully this is helpful. feel free to share this video and do not forget to tap that like button. And if you are still watching but have not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next video.